The world's most lifelike picture, SUHD TV. Recipe for Success, proudly brought to you by Samsung.
Welcome to Recipe for Success. Now we all know how difficult it is nowadays to find a job, let alone that dream job. Now this show provides the opportunity to a student chef to do exactly that, to find their dream job. Now each week the student will be cooking for one of South Africa's top chefs, and if they're good enough, they'll walk away with a job offer. Now they have to impress the chef with their food preparation, cooking skills and presentation. So it's all up to them. I'll also be talking to some of our country's leading entrepreneurs to find out more about their food and wine preference, and of course, to find out what's their recipe for success. And then there's also the viewers competition. To find out more, please visit our website. Now, let's get straight down to business. Today's student is from Cape Town.
I'm Aisha Suleiman. I'm 25 years old and I currently reside in southern suburbs of Cape Town. I stay with my mom and I'm the oldest of two kids from both my parents. Before all of this, I studied marketing, and so because I come from a Muslim family and our lives literally revolve around food all the time, every gathering that we have family, it's all about food. And I think it was about 2 years ago that I decided it was supposed to be just a short course for cake, and then it ended up being a 2-year course in both culinary arts and patisserie. And basically my family, just cooking for everyone that I love is basically my inspiration for doing what I do. I don't think that I necessarily have one specific dream job. I think the food industry opens up to a lot of avenues that I'd like to necessarily explore. At the moment I'm currently working as a food assistant, so there's food styling that I'd like to get into, there's content producing, and I've also initially one day would have to open up a small business that would necessarily supply small delis and coffee shops with interesting but really custom-made tiny cakes, small cakes really that is more personalized for them. I'm graduating this year, so it's a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to present myself on the public platform like this, where there's definitely the opportunity for a job at the end. It's an opportunity that I definitely take with open arms any day.
Aisha Suleiman is currently a student of mine in patisserie. I believe she's 100% deserving of this opportunity. She is a fantastic student, both in theory and in practical, and I truly believe she's going to excel in this. I wish her all the best of luck.
Hi Aisha, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
Good. You look like you're confident. You've got all your prep done here, all organized.
Yes, I am.
Now listen, Justine Drake is someone that I've known for quite some time, well-respected food personality in South Africa, and someone with very high standards. So I'm rooting for you today. I'm sure you're going to be able to impress her. So all the best of luck.
Thanks so much.
But let's quickly have a look where you might be working after this episode.
Cool.
Justine Drake has worked in food media since 1988, though she's been cooking since she was old enough to wield a wooden spoon. She has written 5 cookbooks and edited several magazines and supplements. She was editor of Eat In magazine from 2006 to 2010 and helped it win Impasa Pick Awards in 2009. Justine is a frequent guest on television and her culinary travelogue, Just in Africa, aired globally, earned her the title of 11th most popular BBC chef worldwide. She currently has a TV show, Just Cooking, in association with Fresh Living on BBC Lifestyle. Justine is also the launch editor of Pick n Pay's Fresh Living magazine, the best-selling food and lifestyle publication in South Africa. The publication is now given away to 500,000 readers, making it bigger than any other consumer magazine on the continent. At the 2012 Picker Magazine Awards, Justine scooped Editor of the Year, while Fresh Living won Best Magazine for Retail and Consumer Goods and the coveted Customer Magazine of the Year.
Well, Justine, so good to see you again.
Yeah, lovely to be here, Angel.
Always great to see you. Now, Aisha, this is Justine, Aisha.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Now, listen, you know what's at stake today.
Yes, I do.
Got to impress this lady. All the best of luck. Like I said earlier, I'm rooting for you all the way.
Thank you so much.
I'm only going to be an observer. It's all up to Justine, so she makes the last decision. Christine, all
pressure
over
on
to
me,
you.
eh? Gee whiz. Okay, great to meet you, darling, and what a pretty young girl you are. I'm sure that's half the battle. Okay, tell me, it's looking very chocolatey. What are you going to make?
So today we're going to be making my version of a Trunchbull chocolate cake from
Your version of a what chocolate cake?
Trunchbull chocolate cake.
A Trunchbull chocolate
Yes.
cake. Okay.
It's chocolate cake, chocolate buttercream, chocolate work, and chocolate ganache.
So I wasn't wrong when I said very chocolatey.
Yes.
Okay. And why have you chosen this particular cake?
I think it's one of my signature cakes. If anybody looks for me, it's always for a chocolate cake. And it's
Okay.
always this specific chocolate cake.
And you prefer to make sweet things over savoury?
I think I have a sweet tooth more than a savory tooth, yes.
Okay, good for you. All right. So how long have I sort of, you're going to do all this, how long is it going to take you?
We're going to say about 2 hours from start to finish.
So you're going to be plated up in
Later,
2 hours'
everything's-
time?
Yes.
All right, my angel, take it away. I'm watching.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Cool. As soon as Justine said go, first thing I did was I got onto my chocolate cake.
What is the name of this cake again? And where does it come from?
Trunchbull chocolate cake from, the movie.
Say again?
Matilda. Matilda, the movie, where the boy gets tortured basically to eat the chocolate cake that he stole from Miss Trunchbull. That's exactly where it comes from, yes. To start my cake batter, I added my flour, cocoa, bicarb, baking powder, and sugar, and sift them all together. In a bowl, I added eggs, milk, oil, and vanilla. I mixed this together and added it into the mixer with my dry ingredients. Lastly, I added coffee and mixed until smooth. The coffee was for an added flavor profile. After this, I greased my 10 centimeter cake tins. Then I poured half a cup of mixture into each tin. Next, I put them into the oven to bake. While my cake tins were in the oven, I started on my ganache. I poured the chocolate and the cream into a double boiler and kept stirring to prevent it from burning. Chocolate was melting and then I did the chocolate buttercream. To do this, I whisked butter until soft and then gradually added my cocoa and icing sugar. When I was done mixing, I checked my buttercream to make sure that it was soft enough for piping. I've cooked this cake so many times before that I don't need a recipe and I can do it with my eyes closed in my sleep. It's a little bit daunting to have Chef Ruben Ruffel and then Justine Drake being who she is and being who they are, standing like right there and watching you make a cake. It's a bit daunting because they're very good at what they do and they're very quite well known in the industry. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think it came out well, and I'm happy with that.
Simply add items during wash. Add wash. Recipe for Success, proudly brought to you by Samsung. Finally, a fridge you can personalize. Top mount freezer. Recipe for Success, proudly brought to you by Samsung.
Right, so we're just tell me now,
Okay,
what have we got where? What's happening?
Chocolate's done, the buttercream, the ganache is done. So now we're going to melt down our dark chocolate for our, for our decorations for the plate.
I've
more
never
chocolate.
seen say the
Yes.
chocolate.
I like chocolate, and I think most people like chocolate in insane amounts. So when she did say that it's like chocolate on chocolate on chocolate, I was slightly worried because I know there are a few people who are not keen on that much chocolate. But she seemed happy, so I'm very happy with that, and I'm glad. So that's all the elements done.
You made it look very easy.
Yeah, she did, eh?
And how did she do on time?
Well, she's still got more time, which is amazing. I mean, what else is there left to do?
At this point, we're just waiting for our cakes to cool down, and then
Yeah.
I'll unmold them, and then put the water in the freezer to get ice cold.
And that's for your decoration.
And that's for our chocolate decoration.
No,
yes.
she's
and
in
that's
plenty
it.
of time.
Nice.
Well done.
So Aisha,
Thank
you're
you.
very close then to put on the finishing touches.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So while you're doing that, last week I had a chat with Cameron van der Berg, South African Olympic swimmer, to find out more about his recipe for success. So Cameron, welcome to the show.
Thank you very
Listen,
much.
I know you're a very busy guy, and I want to say congratulations also on your silver at the Olympics.
Thank you so much.
And then there was the World Cup that you went to. You've been a busy guy.
I have been. I'm very fortunate. I get to travel the world and see beautiful places and get to try some good food as well along the way.
I don't know in terms of your training if you're allowed to have a drink now and then.
Yeah. Well, I have heard that they say one glass of red wine a day is quite healthy and beneficial for you. So, and I am luckily at that age where I can start making my own choices. So no, I do enjoy it every now and then. I must say, I was been trying to get into the whole wine scene, you know, and especially potentially that I'm now moving down to Cape Town. There's obviously a lot of vineyards in the area that we can go and visit and do a lot of testing as well. So on my off days, of course.
Of course, of course. But listen, where did it all start for you? Where did this all start?
So my whole career pretty much started by accident in the sense that when I was younger, I was very hyperactive as a kid and I had ADHD. And so I went on to Ritalin and it really changed the personality that I had. So I would sort of like, from being more vibrant and, you know, running around, of course, and driving my mother crazy, I'd come home on Ritalin and I'd sort of sit on the couch and stare at the wall. And, you know, I could do the homework, but it wasn't me. It was really draining the personality that I had. So I came home the one day and my mother was like throwing all the pills in the toilet and she said, you know, that's enough and we're going to take up sport now. And I went and, you know, we took up like pretty much a different sport every day. And you know, I always enjoyed the other sports, but swimming was just one of the sports that I felt naturally at ease and that I could express myself and feel good about myself. And when I would get out of the pool, then I was able to go and do my homework again, you know, because I'd sort of got rid of all this irritation and the energy. And you know, it really changed my life. It really helped me get through school, studies, you know, and given me so many opportunities in my life to springboard, you know, you know, it's like a big reason of why I'm sitting here today. And it all started sort of by accident, so it's incredible.
Listen, you said your girlfriend is from Greece?
Yes, correct.
And you've learned a few tricks from her as well. And now you enjoy cooking as well. But tell us, I mean, what's your favorite meal to make and to eat nowadays? Or do you drink a lot of, what is it called? Raki?
Raki. Now, raki is a little bit like firewater. It's, I think there's no taste, it's just for the kick. But from the wine side, I really do enjoy my reds. Whites for me, I feel that it's almost a little bit too acidic or too strong for me. So I can get through 1 or 2 glasses, but you know, later on then I have to sort of switch over to the red. But the reds are my favorite, and you know, and I do eat a lot of meat, so I love to occasionally dip in that and enjoy. But as I said, I'm quite new to the wine scene, so moving down to Cape Town, I have a lot of time to learn about that, and I'm sure I'll go out in the vineyards and see what's good and what's not, and do a lot of tasting.
So do some tasting.
Yeah, it should be fun. Apparently you're supposed to spit, but I think it's terrible to waste all that wine. You know,
No one does that.
No, you see. And from a food point of view, I love to cook a good pasta and to have a good pasta. You know, I'm a bit, shall we say, wheat intolerant, so I can't eat it too much when I'm training because it really bloats me and makes me feel extremely tired.
Yeah.
So it's not something that I indulge in too often, and you know, I do love my breads, but yeah, real good pasta is something that really makes me really happy and like wholesome and just feel good food for me.
Cameron, so what is your recipe for success?
My recipe for success, I would say, is constant improvement. You know, I'm so obsessed, I think, with upgrading myself, improving myself. And for me, I'm just obsessed with you know, reading autobiographies, talking to people, talking to you know, to try and see what it is that you did to get to where you are right now, and how did you get successful, and what are the tools that you took along the way. And I think that, you know, so many people in their life are so busy upgrading, you know, their technology and their phones and everything that they forget to upgrade themselves, and you know, they're the same person that they were 10 years ago than what they are right now. I don't think anybody's ever perfect, and nobody can do things the best in every field, and you can always improve. And being able to improve every day on a little aspect, you know, like a little 1% here and a little 1% there and a little 1% there, those events you grow up, so add up, and they become that determining factor that makes you the best in the world, or makes you succeed, or makes you get that job, or makes you close the deal. And that's my recipe for success.
Cameron, I just want to say thank you for making all of us South Africans so proud, and thanks for inspiring all those young kids out there. And we wish you all the more success for the years to come. And yeah, thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank
Cheers,
you very
man.
much. Cheers,
Thanks.
Thank you.
We've got to try some of this red wine as well. Some really inspiring words there from Cameron van der Berg. So Aisha, how are you doing?
So I'm just waiting for the water to get ice cold
Right.
to make our chocolate decorations, and then we'll be ready to plate.
Okay, you've got your icing, your ganache.
All the elements are set.
Everything's done.
Yes.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
So you can continue plating and then we'll see you at final presentation.
Thank you. When I poured the dark chocolate for the decoration into the ice bowl, it sort of spread everywhere. Problem with that was the water was not cold enough. But things like that happen in the kitchen all the time. It's easy to fix. You just got to suck it up and make the best of your situation. To fix this, I chilled the water even more to make sure that the chocolate set the second time around. Justine works in the publishing industry, so I wanted to really impress her, and I know that she'll be looking out for my plating. I wanted each of the elements of my cake to stand out on its own, but still work together visually and look appealing to the eye. I decided to go with a deconstructed approach plating with my cake, and finish it off with my buttercream and chocolate decorations.
Works and plays together perfectly. Note 7, Here Classic. Recipe for Success, proudly brought to you by Samsung. Everything you need to succeed. Samsung. Business in a box. Recipe for Success, proudly brought to you by Samsung.
So today I've got the chocolate cake once again. It's the chocolate sponge with a chocolate ganache and a chocolate buttercream and a dark chocolate decoration.
Right. Show us,
Let's
show us.
reveal.
There we go. Okay. So a sort of deconstructed affair,
Yes.
not an actual
Not
cake.
an actual cake, yes.
What is in the middle there?
That is the chocolate ganache, yes.
And no colour on the plate. I mean, I'm quite interested to know why.
I think like a chocolate, if I look at the flavours that's inside the chocolate, it's got, because of the coffee, there's quite earthy notes and earthy tones. So I think I wanted to take a play on that and use a nice stone-style plate.
And I guess you want to drive home the message that it's
chocolate.
It's just chocolate.
It's just chocolate. That's all.
lot of chocolate. Okay, can we try it?
Yes, go ahead, please do.
Marvellous. And you've paired it with a macchiato,
That's
I
with the
see.
macchiato, yes. Like I said before, because there's coffee inside the cake.
All right.
So just to amp up the flavour.
Like a little.
Yeah, I watched you make
Nice,
those in the cold water. I must say I've never made one of those in my life. I was very impressed. Okay.
Taking the cloche off and revealing my dish to Chef Ruben and to Justine was a bit of a daunting task, but I mean, if you're presenting something that somebody else has to eat, it's always going to be a bit nerve-wracking because you have to await criticism or a good response. So we'll see what happens.
Nice and moist, eh? Oh, so here's your buttercream over here. Wow, okay.
I think it's quite a nice way of kind of presenting a cake, you know.
Quite a modern take on
Yeah.
it. And maybe that's the matter at hand, you know. I know that eventually you want to love My Little Cake Shop. But in the interim, you want to get into magazines. And so I think let's talk about that. So this is obviously quite an upmarket thing, and it's quite modern, and it's quite, so obviously for a more high-end magazine. If you were going to do the same thing for maybe, let's say, a family magazine, well, how would you change your presentation?
For a family magazine, then definitely a cake as a whole, maybe not a 10 centimetres, slightly bigger. If I'm looking at things, if I can refer to Donna Hay, if I can,
Yes,
if I can
yeah.
refer to Donna Hay, I prefer magazines or editorial pictures that are more about the product more than actually it is about all the props and things, because I think once there's way too much props in the picture, you take away from the fact that it's a dish and you're trying to sell the dish, where it's a lot different in a restaurant perhaps, where like today we can put the plate in front of you and you can taste the textures and the flavours, and that way a picture has got to convey all of that.
Okay, so you sort of are not into the whole sort of lifestyle vibe. You just want sort of to have the food speaking for itself. Is that
Well, I
correct?
don't mind, like, you know, mess on the table or something like that. Touch of lifestyle, but more the food than it is about the props.
Okay, and so in terms of that, I mean, who do you really admire for magazine-wise, or which magazines or chefs, food stylists do you admire in the industry, local or international?
Donna Hay, obviously. Also looking in terms of magazines, definitely Fresh Living, because I've seen these things as...
She's just saying.
No, I'm not. It's definitely, because it's about the food and it's not about all the props and things like that, because I know there's a lot of magazines that are about the props, but that's for branding purposes probably, as well as for advertising. There's lots of our local food stylists as well that I look up to. There's Nina Tim. She's got some lovely things as well.
And do you blog at all?
I don't blog. No, I don't.
And do you know how to write recipes? Have
Yes,
you
I
learned
do.
how
I
to
have.
do that?
I've done some things in the past, yes, where I've developed recipes for a specific brand and written recipes for a magazine before, yes.
Okay, so summer's kind of almost here. And if I said to you, what would you put on the cover of Fresh Living magazine for the summer issue?
Oh, wow.
Not an easy question,
That
admittedly.
isn't, it's like putting me on the spot.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. And I won't judge you on this, I'll just be interested to know.
Okay, I think definitely ice cream. I think ice cream photographs really well, especially when it's melting and all the dips and stuff like that. To be looking at colour, I think ice cream photographs a lot better than sorbet does. So definitely something ice cream
And what's your
based.
favourite ice cream?
Vanilla, surprisingly,
gonna
not
say, I was
chocolate.
sure it was going to be chocolate.
Vanilla. When it comes to ice cream, I do like my basic vanilla.
Okay, cool. All right, fab.
Well, Aisha, I'm sure you're very anxious to find out what's the verdict from Justine. But we'll reveal that right after the viewers' competition.
There are almost 250,000 Rand in prizes to be won in our Recipe for Success viewer competition, which includes a full lifestyle solution worth over 100,000 Rand from Samsung, comprising of a Galaxy S7 Edge smartphone, a Galaxy Tab S2 tablet, a color laser multi-function printer, a 55-inch curved SU HD TV, a water wall dishwasher, a top-mount freezer, and a hot blast convection microwave oven. From Capsicum, a City and Guilds diploma bursary in food preparation. From Fine and Fabulous Neo Group SA, Jean de Bois Lequal 24-piece French cutlery set. From Grand Cru Glassware, 8 Riedel varietal specific glasses. And from Mervyn Gurr Ceramics, a handmade crockery set for 4. Only one lucky viewer will win all of these prizes. You can enter via SMS or on our website. To qualify for the grand prize, you need to correctly answer one of our viewers' competition questions. The more you enter, the better your chances. The competition closes on Sunday, the 4th of December at midnight, and the winner will be announced right after the last episode on the 6th of December, 2016. For more information and terms and conditions, please visit www.recipeforsuccess.tv. This week's question is, what was Cameron van der Berg's recipe for success? Was it A, never eat sushi on Mondays, B, do 5-star jumps every morning, C, constant improvement? Please SMS Samsung followed by your answer A, B or C to 41703 or enter on our website www.recipeforsuccess.tv.
So, Justine, you've tasted, you've heard. If you made up your mind yet?
Yeah, I have actually. I mean, I think, Aisha, it's an incredibly different to, obviously, a restaurant getting into magazines. It's not quite as easy to sort of, just give you a job in a restaurant, be chief bottle washer or, the 13th sous chef. But I would be completely delighted to take you under my wing. I've got lots of people in my food department, and you can come and help them on shoots. You can work in the magazine and learn how to write recipes. You can come onto my TV show and help there. So I can give you a relatively rounded look at the industry.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Wow. Listen, I think that's even better than a job. I mean, mentorship is so important, isn't it?
I wish someone did it for me all those years
Exactly.
ago.
So, Aisha, congratulations. I think that's an amazing opportunity, and I'm sure you're going to grab it with both hands. And all the best of luck with that. Justine, thanks for joining us today. It was
Thank
really
you, my
awesome
angel.
to have
I
you.
need a kiss.
Sure.
You get to kiss sexy chefs and all in this job, and it's fantastic.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.
I'm eternally grateful to the opportunity that Justine Drake is offering me, and I'm going to take it with open arms for the opportunity that's going to come from having this experience. A big thank you to Justine Drake, obviously, to Ruben Riffel, and to Samsung.
You won't believe what you can make in a microwave. Hot Blast. Recipe for Success. Proudly brought to you by Samsung.